So the Polaroid camera kind of didn't emerge until 1947. The Polaroid company pre-existed that because originally Edwin Land, who founded the Polaroid company, he made this thing which was called a sheet polarizer, and a sheet polarizer is what we have on car headlights. It's what we have on our LCD screens. It's basically a system where you organize light waves one way and another so that it's visible to the human eye and doesn't scatter. And so that's where the name came from. So actually the word Polaroid has got really nothing to do with the Polaroid camera. And in 1943, he went on holiday to Santa Fe, New Mexico, with his daughter Jennifer. And they were wandering around. And his daughter turned around and said, "Okay, so why can't I see the picture instantly?" And he went, "Oh, God, okay. Well, that's a really good question." And, you know, like many great men, he seemed to be very good at patenting everything. So he went back to his hotel, scribbled some notes, effectively made the Polaroid camera on paper, and then spent 4 years developing it. So he basically came up with the concept in one afternoon.
A camera that would be, like the telephone, something that you use all day long, but a camera that you would use as often as your pencil or your eyeglasses.
So they took it to market in November 1948, and they had 50 cameras that they sold at what's now called Macy's in Boston, and they sold out within a few hours, and that was the beginning of Polaroid as we know it.
I don't think it will ever go away because it has such a strong design factor. It is one of those classic, iconic examples of a good design, and one of my heroes, Andy Warhol, already started. There is something so iconic about them. There is it doesn't disappear. Even the format of itself is something that it keeps coming back.
I got into Polaroid. I actually did work experience in a television company, and it was London Weekend Television, and I was working on the South Bank show, and Polaroid used to be used all the time for continuity. So you would shoot someone just before they went on screen, and then you'd shoot them just in case you had to do a second take, and they had a huge continuity cupboard full of Polaroid cameras and film. And that's something that I think, these days I watch so many things and I see so many continuity errors, and I think, God, if only we had a Polaroid camera on set. I think you would reach for an instant camera to capture something that you just can't on digital. I think, for me anyway, I reach for an instant camera because it has integral chemistry in it. I mean, if you look at this brown area, that's an undeveloped patch which I had no control over. There's something really magical about the fact that I don't have full control over what comes out, and there's something nice about leaving something up to fate. Whereas when with digital, we just shoot and shoot and shoot. Like if someone's shooting a selfie, they just go, okay, well, yeah, I didn't like that, or I didn't like that. And it's all about creating this idea of what we think we want to look like, or this idea of the reality we want to create. Whereas Polaroid captures the thing that you can't see always. It captures something other.
We need to refurbish early cameras. The biggest problem is that they are difficult to refurbish because they're plastic and they're injection molded together, and they're not an easy item to service. That's the problem. We don't know if the new one is either. It's too early to tell.
I think that there will be people from this new generation that are using it that will keep hold of it and pass it on. But I think that things do come in cycles, so I couldn't say that it's definitely going to be here in another 100 years. I don't know. I mean, it's been 60 years since it was invented originally that it lasted, and then it was a decade asleep and then another decade being reinvented. But so maybe it goes in 60-year cycles. I don't know, but I think it probably will still continue to exist, but maybe just not. It won't be the zeitgeist that it is right now.